Cancer, we are inside now. I did a reading for you guys, but it just started to get too loud and chaotic outside, and I'd rather just be indoors with the air on and just be more comfortable. And this is another holy space that I use, and just decided to use it with you guys today. So Cancer, this is your August general reading. I know I did a reading for the 1st through the 7th, but we all know that it won't resonate with everyone. And I'm trying to give everybody the opportunity to get a message that resonates. With that being said, I ask that I just ran from outside, that's why I'm a little winded, but if any of this resonates, I ask that you hit like and subscribe, and I ask that you leave your comments. And for those of you who feel compelled to get a private reading, I probably shouldn't bring this up, but I'm going to, because it's important. First of all, these are the stones that are, just kind of calling to me for your reading. And here's the thing about light work and spiritual growth, okay? First of all, we all have the ability. We all have it. But we all don't know it, and we all don't use it, especially if you've never had an Akashic Records reading, which is what I always mention. I know you guys know that. Trust me, you can get so much out of an Akashic Records reading. Even if you get the answer to the question of, what am I here for? What am I supposed to be doing here? Those answers come from the Akasha. And I have a very good reference for you, for those of you who are interested. If you can't afford those prices with regards to getting therapy, because that's what tarot is. When you get your private readings, you're getting messages from Spirit through the cards. And then Spirit also gives me the words to send you on your way with comfort and a different perspective on the situation that you may be facing. You walk away feeling more empowered. You walk away with more, confidence with regards to your capabilities, and it changes a lot. I have a lot of regulars, and I have people that come to me just when things get a little tight. And then I know there's a lot of you who would love to get a private reading but are hesitating. And if you don't have to hesitate, I don't recommend that you do, which is why I added the new feature. If you have some questions, if you have like 2 questions that you really want to ask, you can send me an email, and you can hit book my reading now, pay $20 and ask your 2 questions, and they will be answered thoroughly. These are not yes or no answers. These are thorough answers. And I will also be showing you the cards, like texting you what cards are pulled up so that you can see why the answer is what it is. So I don't cheat anyone with regards to my holistic abilities, my intuition with regards to what's going on with you guys. And so if you feel that you need a private reading to get some comfort, because a lot of you are dealing with a lot of anxiety and a lot of backstabbing. It's just going on around here like a cold or a flu. So I'm going to touch up on 3 things, okay? People who are in relationships currently who obviously have some questions, because there must be some type of trouble in paradise. Otherwise, they wouldn't be asking the question. And then we'll talk about Cancer money, and then we'll talk about Cancer singles. And I will tell you that Spirit is going to be the determining factor on who gets read first, okay? So give me just a moment so I could pull out your Ascended Masters card so it doesn't take too long at the end of your reading, okay? Give me a moment. Okay, Cancer, let's see what Spirit wants to talk about first. This card to me means looking out into the world and just trying to figure out what you're going to do in it. This card represents give and take. This card represents a very mature individual when it comes to love. This card means self-inflicted confusion. This means a lot of hard work at trying to work on being the best that you can at what it is you want to do. And you're trying to build something. So I see that some of you, okay, I see that this could be a love reading, but it could also be a business reading. And so can you clarify, spirit guides and angels? Because I see 3 pentacles, but then I also see the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups could mean you love what you're doing. You love what you do. To be able to be the merchant, to give to people. You love the fact that you are good at what you do and that you constantly keep up with being the best at it. And you are constantly building things that are fruitful because you put the work in. But where's this confusion coming in and wondering, like, where are you going to go now? Spirit guides and angels, help me understand, what is this confusion about? It's about what's fair. Something happened, and some of you feel that something happened that was unfair. We're talking about love. Story of our lives. We've been talking about this forever, and if I have to talk about this until we get to a point where a new subject pops up, then that's what I'll do. You've put a lot of work into the relationship. Spirit guides and angels are asking you to ask yourself, why did you do that? Do you feel that the person that you're with, or that you feel that you have a spiritual union with, deserved all the work that you put into the relationship? Did they put as much work into the relationship? This card means start asking questions about yourself and why you allowed certain situations to become what they resulted in. This could mean childhood memories. It could mean that somebody that you know from your past has re-entered and has something to do with this. Cancer, maybe somebody from your past came in and stole your heart away. But let's see. I feel like love was communicated to you for a happy family. I feel like there's a family where there was some heartache, but I see a rebirth in this relationship. As long as one of you out of the party, or both of you out of the party, don't like la-di-da through this relationship like it's some kind of game, because intimate relationships are not games, and you cannot fantasize regarding who you think you're with. You need to know who you're with. This is a motherly-like figure. This means being methodical. This means feeling defensive. And this means feeling left out in the cold. So I feel as though some of you, Cancer, in a relationship you're asking, should I work for this relationship? Well, first of all, I can't make your choices for you. But if I was putting in more work than the other, immediately that would be an unfair situation, an imbalanced situation that I would not invest in. And, also, anyone who would cause me confusion, because this card means little white lies too. Confusion and little white lies go together, hand in hand, pretty much. And this means fantasizing about something that's not feasible. So I feel like some of you are in relationships with someone who breaks your heart on a regular, has you feeling left out in the cold sometimes, and you even have to defend yourself against this person or whatever. And it's like communication probably isn't best. And this is probably affecting your ability to build things for yourself and be rebirthed, and experience the world that you deserve to experience it in. So for those of you who are having trouble in paradise, I think financial independence is very much something that you should be focusing on. You definitely know how to love, but you're just waiting for somebody who knows how to love back. And that's okay, because that's a part of your journey. Now, spirit guides, what to do, what to do. Hierophant Pope and the Tower. Sacrifice. Juggling. Tired of fighting. Okay, I'm talking to some people who started something and didn't finish it. And as a result, they feel like there's no way out. It's because they got tired of fighting and juggling what they were doing and what they were trying to build, in addition to what they were doing. And this is why, okay? Enslaved behavior is the catalyst for a lot of problems for a lot of people. So no matter how much you think you're getting out of this one, trust me, at the end of the day, he'll leave you clothesless. You'll have nothing. You may even lose your sense playing with this one, okay? Now, you have a choice to make to avoid the Tower. I don't feel as though it's here now. Use your common sense is what you're being told. And guess what? If you do that, Spirit is saying, like, this person has so much potential. This person has so much potential, but then they run to this. So this was like just kind of like a personal reading for someone whom this applies to. Pick this, guys. The King of Pentacles is someone who's got it made financially, and he knows how to manage his money. And it looks to me like it's just a matter of you making a decision to leave enslaved behaviors alone so that you're not in a place where you feel like you're stuck. Because you have the Ace of Swords on your side, baby, which means your intellect is working for you just fine. And you have the Ace of Cups, which means they're both in great condition, which means when it comes to making any decision, you can't make a decision with just your heart and not your mind, or with your mind and not your heart. You have to use them both equally when making decisions, okay? And some of you are tired of fighting, you know, what this is. But I promise you, this can be fought off if you want to. Yeah, it does take sacrifice, for sure. For sure. And definitely maybe even some counseling. You know, because only people who engage in enslaved behavior are people who are hurting and use that as a vice so that they don't have to feel the feelings that they don't want to feel. So you have to fight for yourself, some of you Cancer. You have to pick up those swords and you have to fight. And don't get used to not fighting for things that are worth it. Okay? You have two very important decisions to make that will lead you in two completely different directions. Either it will lead you to a reward or a consequence. The reward looks like financial stability. The consequence looks like feeling like you're in a place where you cannot escape. Okay? So this is for an individual who needed it, Cancer. We have a little more time left. So let's see what else Spirit wants to talk about. I'm no longer going to dictate. Spirit's in charge, clearly. Somebody is happy with regards to walking away because they got pissed. They became pissed and there was some conflict. There was some conflict and you moved on, and you moved on quick, Cancer, because you said this is a burden. I'm talking about a relationship. Your intuition told you everything you needed to know, was bugging you every day. And the moment that you made the decision to let down all of that work and all of that burden, everybody around you really did have a newfound sense of respect for you, because you walked away for a reason. And as a result, it looks like now you're working on your own happiness. Kudos to you. I'm going to give you two. No, I don't have time for two. I'm sorry, I'm running out of time. I'm going to give you one spirit guide and angel oracle card to help you think about how all of the things that were discussed ball into one. And this is what the advice that your spirit guides and angels have to tell you. So give me just a moment. This oracle deck comes from a deck called Whispers of Lord Ganesha, and you got Drive, okay? Drive. I'm going to read it out of the book. Confidence as well as unity of purpose and control are desirable. Ganesha urges you to think about getting back to the basics. It's a great time to lighten your load or simplify your life. You may have had a tendency to overextend yourself or overcommit to social activities. Cut back on your schedule so you can zero in on something that you are so called to do. This card indicates new motivation and inspiration. If you have been feeling stuck in a situation or in finding a solution, rest assured the energy is going to start moving again. You do not have to choose to go alone on your path. Make sure that if you do, bring others with you, that they have the same goals and objectives in mind. Pay attention to not linger in relationships or friendships that are going nowhere, or settle just because you feel obligated. This is not a time to be complacent. If you want to create changes in your work, explore what your options might be. There might be an increase in finances, but this is not a time to be spending money. Bide your time and prepare for what is coming. This might also indicate a trip or an extended travel is on the horizon. Okay, Cancer. I feel like some of you in relationships that are not so good, I feel like some of you are going to say, you know what, I'm going to go visit my aunt in a different state for a little while so I can get this like negative person out of my life. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about that. I feel like some of you may move to give yourself a better opportunity. And you know, I feel like you guys are going to be just fine. This is just, you have to understand, these are our journeys. There are no instructions on how to live life. And, you know, if any of this resonated, I ask that you hit like and subscribe and leave your comments. If you have any Cancers who you know this will resonate with, share it. And if you want a private reading, you can even get a 30-minute private reading for $50. And I'll tell you the truth, we always go over time. And that's because, you know, I'm not going to stop the reading in the middle of us doing the spiritual work that we're doing when you get your private reading. I'm going to leave my prices the way they were because I feel like that was a comfortable place for some of you to be at this time. So I'm going to go back to $50 for 45 minutes or $60 for 1 hour. And if you have any questions or answers to questions that you have, you can always, email me. And if you have 2 questions, then you send $20 via PayPal, and then I will answer your 2 questions thoroughly and likely send you the cards that pulled up to answer your question so that you can see what I'm referring to with regards to your questions. So Cancer, be kind to yourself and know that all is well and in divine order. And namaste. I will talk to you soon.